let's start with okay. So okay, Diba, thank you for the recording. So I invite everyone to press F. Oh, not working. Wait. Okay, so let's check the card with championing by Aldo first. And okay, Aldo, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm opening MA 3.0, Get Journalists to Write Us by Networking. So this card is I have my updates here because I'm waiting for the experiment to be answered by tomorrow. That whether the channel of LinkedIn email to the writer and submitting a story works. That's there's no update there, and I will continue to MA 1.2. That's about the rebranding. Uh, I am continuing this research by contacting people from Hudson, CBRB, Volano, LYAC, RTL, Gestec, and Galvanis. I got this from the YouTube. I searched the rebrand story and I connect with the person that spoke in that video. That's my updates there. And I will continue on the initiative with no marketing mission. I will continue on this card and I will pivot this by questions that I want to be answered. So it will be split to every initiatives, and I think that's the updates there. That's all for my updates. Back
Okay.
to yeah.
Okay, thank you, Aldo, for the updates. Okay, so next, I will invite you guys to uncheck the Aldo filter and then check to Diba. Okay, Diba, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, I will start from from Initiative A list, card NA 1.3. Okay, so the update is the message framework. Rizal already done with the message framework, and I would like to invite Rizal and Gadi for a discussion to discuss this framework to further move this to landing page and the website migration. Mr. Secretary, oh sorry, Stacia is the secretary. Yeah?
Yes, Kezia, can you write down the meeting? Okay, can I delegate to Mas Rizal to record the meeting? Okay, okay, Diba, please
Okay.
continue.
I would like to have the breakout meeting with Rizal and Gandhi on probably channelnya Wayana Bukit Vista. And the internet result will be how to convert the framework to uh, to the website migration.
Okay.
Okay, that's the update on this card. Continuing to the next card, card NA 1.0. This is the landing page MVP. I think the Italian market ad is done today. I would like to do a quick review later with result. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned the slot time yet, so sorry. The first backup meetings, I would like to have it at 1 p.m. modified time. Mm-hmm. And after that, I will continue a quick discussion with Rizal about this landing page MTP to discuss the result about how it works towards the Italian market. I will have that after the first breakout meetings. Okay, those. Moving on to the next card, I will move to the initiative B list. There's a card NB 4.0 for virtual 362 content. So this is the property prioritization already come in. The first one is actually tortoise, the displays, and Vivilla is the top third, but I want to make sure with the host whether this is the most inquired properties, but I don't know whether this is the most requested to on-site visit. I think if I have to choose between the most inquired properties and the most requested for on-site visit, I would choose the on-site visit. So I will coordinate with Andy again. Uh, recording this. Next card is for MC50 from Initiative C. The first one, what will PV 4.0 branding look like? So yesterday I'll find the brand book references and Frankenstein template. So if you scroll down to the comment section, I have that on paper and I've discovered some other brands brand book like Coca-Cola, also Google Trend, and I've also gathered some what good takeaways from this that can all actually be implemented to our future brand book as well. My personal favorite is the Scrimshaw coffee actually. So yeah, this is the references that I will build our next brand book with. And then I will move on. Oh yeah, actually, just a reminder, there's a ongoing thread that Mawayan and Jing will have to update here. So I don't know, to chair, are they discussing it now or how?
No, I think Wayana will update on her Trello card, I think.
Okay,
So I think you can continue to
I can
your.
continue that. Okay, okay, got it. All right, so I'll move on then to the next card on the C list, card MC 4.0, co-branding opportunity with Asia Exchange. So the revenue manager supposedly already come up with a new property list by yesterday. So I will, if that's done, I will change it to the landing page by today. And next update from Initiative D, how to make service providers sign up to the marketplace. I already find 6 ways to market to providers. That's already in the paper that I attached in the comment. And next action that I will take is to create sign up flow for providers and the interface as well, like the first menu, the P1, P2, and P3 for the easy journey. Okay, that's it from my update. Go back to Cha.
Okay, thank you, Diba, for the update. So everyone, you can uncheck the Diba and check to my filter. Okay, so I will start with giving the update from Initiative B. The card is MB 3.0 about monthly rate and CFP campaign on Facebook and Instagram. So the current update is for this program, me and Andre will learn about the COVID-19 regulation from Airbnb. I remember maybe Jing give suggestion to Andre that our listing can show up on the search, and if we not the checklist about the COVID or cleaning procedure, we can sell our listing. So yeah, I will learn more about that. And after that, I'm planning to create poster for Villa Bodas. Yeah, that's the action of this card. Continue to initiative C. The card is MC 3.1 about Instagram and Facebook brand awareness. So the current update is in order to understand audience taste and behavior, Kezia and me working on post content based on Instagram story interaction. A week ago, Kezia created a story polling yoga versus party, and the result is 36 from 37 audience votes yoga. After that, she created a graphic of 5 benefits of yoga. And after that, I found one past guest that stayed in Australia 5 years ago from giving reaction on people and she willing to share her video with us. Currently, working with Andre to get rates with the approach. Yeah, it's from my update. Okay, okay. So moving on to next card, MC 2.0 about research increase YouTube and organic engagement. I still doesn't have to update about that. Okay, I think that's it from my update. Okay, so let's start uncheck my filter and move to Jing. Okay, sir, please give your update.
Thank you very much, Gunny. Wait, let me check and uncheck. It's taking a second. Okay, so this one is over to Kezia. So Kezia, I pointed out to her how to actually use the data information. There was a bit of a confusion in the very beginning, but I think that's all good. And okay, so Kezia's update is she's translated 15 titles of the property, but not including one name, the fund file name to Joy Buku. Okay, great. I think that's fantastic. So we're making some progress. There is now a progress paper on my card that tracks essentially the titles, the listings, and the listing IDs, so we can get new Russian title translations. Okay, that's my update. Back over to the chair.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the update. Let's continue to Kezia card. On the initiative C, the card is MC 1.0. You can check the Kezia on the filter and uncheck the Jing name. And Kezia, please.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Okay. So basically I already done with my editing video and waiting for the feedback from Mas Rizal. Maybe he is wanna to give me the feedback today by today. I mean, and I already too done doing the revis poster for uploading by Mas Gani based on the performance result, and I will continue to do research and experimenting about the performance result, the interaction performance result. I mean, yeah, that's all from me. And by the way, can you tell me again the breakout meeting from Kadiba, because I just lost signal before. Thank you.
Okay. I will tell you the summarize of breakout meeting at the end of the Scrum meeting. Yeah. Okay. So we can uncheck the Kezia's filter name and move to Mas Rizal. Okay, Mas Rizal, please. The floor is yours. Halo, Mas Rizal. Halo. Everyone can hear me? I think the connection. Yeah. Okay, so we can. Okay, so maybe we can skip.
Reload first from my side.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, maybe waiting for the result. We can move to Wayana. We can uncheck the result first and then check the Wayana filters, and then please Mo, can you give us the update? Hello, Mo.
Go ahead.
I have only one update. That's like I found one more property that 5-bedroom that can be rented for monthly and also daily. But at the moment, I'm focusing at monthly because that's what the market's for.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Please, over to Jing.
Yeah, we have a discussion and we have a proposal that we want to bring up to the marketing chapter. I've already put it on the discussion topic for today. So this is about what we need to do for these temporary partnerships.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, sir. We can discuss after the Scrum.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mo, for the update. Right now, we can move to Mas Rizal. We can uncheck the Wayana filters name and then check the result names. Okay, Mas Rizal, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'm sorry for previous I'm pressing. And so my update is from the first is from initiative A. It's from MA for .1 short-term ad. So this is basically pivoting the previous cut from global market. This is to reach out the Thailand market. And so I already created the new iterated outcome, hypothesis, and also the progress. So the iterated outcome will be get things with developer, and also uh, the hypothesis is using Facebook app and to target the Thailand property developer, and the message using fair cost and the audience property developer in Thailand, and also timing is post lockdown in Thailand, which is right now. And if you can open the paper, the progress, I still on progress creating the audience time channel to break down to more detail, and also for the message itself, I already create the blank message uh, to the ones to create focusing objective, and also to create anger and fear message that we set up at the first. And also, yeah, that's from my update, and I will create the new ads plan, Facebook ads plan for tomorrow. And yeah, maybe my update will be tomorrow at the Scrum. And that's my update. And next to card MA.2.2, Facebook ads, fair message for targeting audience. So basically, it's same mission with Thailand market, but I also want to figure out the this is the fear or anger message is the the message is correct method to improve the campaign itself. So yeah, that's basically this is my new pivot. And also yeah, I think that's it. I will create the Facebook ads plan too for tomorrow. And next to the card MA 1.1 maintenance website. So basically, I already set up the post schedule with Hootsuite, and maybe I will move this card to content task because the research is done, and it's only delegating tasks to the content person. And I will move to the next mission, initiative B. Basically, this I low prioritize this card and focus on the transmission, and maybe after Faris already done with the orientation, I will delegate this to Faris. And next to the initiative produce content to introduce our branding. So I just start to uh, uh, cutting up the things from this link, and yeah, maybe it's progress, but I still allow prioritize this. Still, keep on touch on this, and if we can next initiative D, hotel partner preparing the beauty products and service. Uh, so this basically I still need there is the update will be after Diba and Gani and me after discussing about the Bukit Vista site. So yeah, that's my update. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for the update. Okay, so I think everyone is done with give the update. So I will ask Mr. Secretary, can you tell us about the summary of breakout meeting?
Okay, so from the summary for the first meeting, wait, let me check first. It's from the best card about how to convert the framework to website migration. The member will be Rizal, Gani, and also Diba. And time at 1 p.m. Wita. And next to the another member, I think is Jin. The member will be Diba and Rizal. The intended result will be see the result from the Italian market ads, and also it held at 1 p.m. Bita. I think that's all from the breakout meeting. If there anyone have another.
Okay, I think we have only two breakout meeting for today. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Okay, so before we going to move to discussion management, I'd like to choose the next chairperson. Okay, so for tomorrow, chairperson will be Kezia, and then the secretary will be Rizal, and the recorder will be Aldo. Okay, so I think that is the summit today. Yes, sir.
Oh, actually, Gani, I was just gonna, I'll put it in the discussion. It's okay. Yeah, never mind. I'll add it on the discussion topic.
Okay. Okay. So I think this is the daily update of the marketing Scrum. So let's move to discussion management card. I will stop the share screen, and then I will share the discussion management paper. Okay, you guys can see the. Oh, no, yeah. Wait. Okay, can you guys see the paper? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so I will start the discussion first about the prioritization of the Eisenhower metric. So wait, where is it? Okay, this one. Okay, so the discussion flow will be I want to everyone explain each pivot card first, or why this pivot card on the quadrant 1, why this pivot card on the quadrant 2, and etc. until all done. And after one person done, and we can give the feedback each other. Okay. Okay. So let's start discussion first from Diba about the landing page MVP. Why this is on the quadrant 1?
Yeah, because we want to know as much as possible, right? Whether doing a person personified, like not personified, apa tuh namanya, like a well-tailored landing page for a certain market is really effective or not. So, but I put it in quadrant 1 because I don't want to really focus on it really much because it's already ended and we should focus on the result and what we want to do with the result afterwards. So I already reduced some time spent on this pivot card. Right now, only at the monitoring stage only. Today actually would be the last because the action is already ended. And the action will only left with modifying the button, which I will discuss with the result later. After it's done, just I will put this onto the done list and focus on the website migration. Mm.
Okay, thank you. And then let's move to website migration. Oh
Yeah.
yes, sir.
I'm just having one question, Diba.
Mm.
Why would this be urgent?
Sorry.
Why would the landing page MVP be urgent? What factors is making it urgent?
At first, we wanted to know whether, like, really tailoring specific audience persona is a good approach or not in order to build our pages of the website, right?
That's
Mm.
important, right?
Mm-mm.
That's important because it's a blocking step before other steps. But what makes it urgent?
Because, good question actually. Because we want to migrate to website, and in order to, before we migrate that website, we should have known what approach that we want to craft the message with, whether it's like tailored with the specific audience or like the business language that we talked about the other day.
That's still why it's important, but it doesn't still.
Yeah. I see your point. Mm.
Urgent means this. Urgent means that there's a limited time opportunity for a certain thing to happen, or we need to get something done. We need to get something done because right now, important things are important, right? Important is because without step A, you can't move to step B. But the idea of urgency should be more around: is there? Let's say this can only be done right now, and now is the best time to do it.
I see.
or is it better if we schedule it? The reason why I brought that up was I saw that the virtual 360 tour was on quadrant 2. But I believe the 360 is actually more urgent because that will help us get deals. Deals that come in will walk away unless we are able to, let's say, hey, look at this property right now. And that is revenue, right? And that's pretty urgent at this point. So I would definitely trade 360 tours for, this is urgent because it needs to be done now. If it's done now, then revenue starts flowing in. But if it's scheduled for later, then we miss revenue opportunity after revenue opportunity after revenue opportunity. So I would place the 360 as important and urgent and fast, right? If you want to add a third dimension, it doesn't take very long to get it done. And something like a landing page can be scheduled, and it can be done. It can be done whenever. Like it is a blocking step. You're right. If you don't get that done, then it blocks other things. But let's say we change the situation. Let's say that things were already perfect on revenue, and we're spending a shitload on ads. Let's say we're spending let's say $5,000 on ads a week, and then the ads can't get through because the landing page is blocking it. Now you have to decide, right? Can we get 5,000 worth of revenue on this, or can we get 5,000 of more efficiency on the ad spend? So based on that, I would then say, in that context, the landing page would be more urgent since it's blocking ad revenue from converting. So it's situational, of course, and that's why this part needs discussion and it needs training. But urgent is generally something that it has to be done now, because if it's not done now, then opportunities are lost at the moment. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jing, for the comment, and thank you, Diba, for the short explanation. Actually, I want to run this discussion at Diba. Please, you can finish your. We can giving feedback each other. Otherwise, if people cut, will be have a long discussion. Okay, so let's finish for the Diba first. Okay, Diba, please continue.
Okay, ampun. Moving on to the website migration card, I put this in quadrant 2 because, sorry, I need to open as well. Yeah, it's important, and but wait, give me a minute. Jesus Christ. Maaf. Perlu nyontek. Yeah, I put it on quadrant 2 because it's important but not urgent, because good thing is we already create some kind of schedule for ourselves. So we know at this time we are going to focus on this page. At this time we're going to focus on this page. So I think scheduling is really help for this pivot card. And I'll move on. But feel free to attack me and my opinion, but later. Nanti Mr. Chen marah. Moving on to the virtual 360 tour. Yeah, I guess I think it's kind of right. But this is somehow what I think I get trapped on I feel the urgency if it's blocking other people's work. That's where I usually get the sense of urgency. But I get trapped, and I realize I get trapped on again zooming out and seeing it from the business perspective. So I put this on quadrant 2. So I think in that cases that Jim briefly mentioned before, I need second pair of eyes to judge my judging on this quadrant verification. I'm right now I'm not doing any action yet for this pivot card. Schedule it when attendee comes up. It's already there actually to list, and then I will only do the first MVP, but I think I can delegate that after I finish with the first MVP. And moving on to the rebranding, I also planning. I put this on quadrant 2 so that I can schedule to have intern task force to work on this. And then for the co-branding with exchange is quadrant 2, but it's actually mostly done. Scheduled to finish up the modified version of the landing page on Tuesday because the new list will come on Monday from after that, this card will be moved to done as well. And the marketing strategy, oh yeah, for the app, it's quadrant 2 as well. Shit, a lot of quadrant. I realize there's a lot of quadrant too, and but I think I make a schedule for myself, like a weekly milestone for myself for this, so doesn't really take a lot of bandwidth. And yeah, that's it from me.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
all
you very
right.
much, Diba, for the explanation of each pivot. Now I open for discussion. I invite everyone to give maybe the suggestion or the about which pivot should be on quadrant one, which pivot on the quadrant two.
Mm.
Okay, for discussion, please raise your hand if you have any opinion. Okay, let's start with Mas Rizal.
Okay, I think
Mhm.
from the maybe well 360 tour, maybe if it's working, so basically if we do MVP and then it's working, maybe we can change the prioritize from the quadrant one to
Yeah,
the quadrant one. I think that's
yeah.
to I don't know, it's more dynamic to change the priority.
Mm, 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 mm. I agree.
Okay, that's it, Mas Rizal. Okay, anyone? Maybe, sir, you have any suggestion or yes, please.
Part of this is actually Deba. I'd like your teammates to try to correct because I don't want to always be here either, right?
Mm.
So I want to really encourage everybody to give Deba. Use your intuition. Just try it, right? Just try to give whatever you think makes sense because ultimately your teammates are your best guides as well. Okay. So I'm gonna pass this for a few seconds back to the floor. If the floor really doesn't have any idea, then I'll come back. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so open for discussion again, everyone. Maybe Aldo, do you have any thought, any suggestion?
I think about the co-branding one, it's not on quadrant two because I think it can be delegated too.
Mm.
Definitely can delegate.
The action is already done and need to the monitoring one, right? So I think it can be delegated.
Which one is this? The S exchange? Mm. Mm. That is true, actually. That is true, actually. Oh my God, why did I see that? See, I need second pair of eyes, man. Seriously.
That's why we do this. That's why we
Yeah,
do this.
yeah. That is true,
That,
actually.
to zooming out again.
Yeah.
This is part of the leadership mission, which is in the problem optimization part. So, or the solution optimization. So oftentimes we have a solution, but without having many pairs of eyes, we can't see how it can be optimized, the solution. Okay, good feedback, actually. Back to Gandhi.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Aldo, for the suggestion. Maybe move to Kezia. Kezia, do you have any suggestion?
No, I don't have. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so I'll offer to Faris. Faris, do you have any suggestion about the Dibas app?
Maybe it's not a suggestion, but I think too many in pivot in quadrant two, it become overwhelmed. Maybe it should be changed to quadrant 3 or 4, but I don't know what pivot is suited with that quadrant. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Faris, for the suggestion. Okay, so about my suggestion, it will be yes, I agree with Jing at the virtual 360 tour. It will be on the quadrant one because I think it's pretty urgent right now, and after that I think on the yeah, I think that's it from my suggestion. Yeah, because I see that virtual 360 tour is pretty important right now. Okay, so I'd like to ask Jing to open for discussion. Yes, sir, please.
All right, so we have to think about this systematically because one of the first things I noticed is if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority, right? Then it's sort of like if you're going to put everything on number one on your list, then it's not going to work. Diva, one of the, I think, the greatest pains of being a leader, and one of the biggest challenges, is this idea of sacrifice. You're not going to be able to necessarily bring everything or everyone, or you're not going to get everything done. That that won't happen. So you're going to be able to look and able to identify what are your constraints. You have a limited amount of time, you have a limited amount of energy, and you have a goal, right? You have a goal. You have a mission, a vision. So then you just take, let's say, all right, which one of these particular things is helping me to acquire any property anywhere? And which one of these things is actually helping to help us discover what are the best properties in the world? Okay, so then we have a vision, right? We're looking to acquire any property anywhere. So what do we need to do first in order to acquire any property anywhere? Do we need the landing page first? Do we need the branding first? Do we need the website migration first, right? Then you could start with, let's say, all right, what's the blocking step to that? It could be the blocking step is the brand, right? Because if we haven't really defined our brand, then anything we do with everything else could be in vain. Or maybe not. Maybe these things can be done in parallel. You're going to have to decide what things need to happen before what, but what things can also happen at the same time. For example, I think a landing page somewhat depends on getting a brand clear. But you could actually have a landing page done initially if you're trying to acquire a property. So this is where it's a little bit fluid. You can get a landing page out. If it's urgent, if you let's say, for example, you have a chain of leads coming in and they're not converting, and the landing page is blocking that, then it would seem like it's urgent to actually fix the landing page, at least in the quickest, dirtiest, fastest way possible to create that flow, right? So that could be a situation where that's urgency. Let's say, for example, you want that landing page to be brand perfect. Okay, yes, that's great, that's important, but is that urgent at the moment to do? And it really depends, right? It depends on what the context is. Is there a lot of traffic coming onto the page? Are these people unable to convert? Is there a high bounce rate? If there is that, then ask yourself, does brand actually help solve that question, or does something else help solve that problem right now? Then that should be, let's say, your most urgent, most important thing to do at the moment, okay? Yeah. And then let's say things about, let's say, infrastructure, things that reduce artistic debt. Now, there's this concept called, I think, debt, like artistic debt or technical debt. Technical debt is you take shortcuts all the time, and eventually it catches up with you because it's sort of messy. We have branding debt, right? If you look at our brand, in some places our brand is clear, some places our brand is weak. And it creates a inconsistent message of Bukit Vista. So solving branding debt is essentially the big, it's a big chunk, it's important, but is it urgent? As long as we can pay for ourselves, right? It's like all countries run deficits. So as long as we can kind of still operate, it's not the most urgent thing to fix. We can live with a bit of branding debt. It won't kill the brand, but it is something that should be fixed over a long term. So schedule it, and think about how you can actually delegate people to work on that, so that you can work on other things. So the big takeaway is, I think, one, you can't save everything. You can't prioritize everything. If you prioritize everything, you're prioritizing nothing. So you're going to have to make some hard decisions about what you need to do today, right? And what you can do tomorrow. So that is the initial part. The second part is essentially understanding what needs to be done in parallel. What can be done in parallel? What can be done all at the same time? But what must be done before other things? Yes, we've had a concept here called helping others first. But I've realized that that's not a perfect core value. A better core value is to help others help themselves. Help others help themselves. So if you are in the way of somebody, try to find a way such that you're not in the way of them anymore, such as what we've done, let's say, with content, helping guests. Before, guests, HAR was in the way of guests finding information that they needed. But then content was the solution. HR delegated that to content. Content then created the correct explanations on the listings and in all the things. So now HAR is not blocking the way for guests anymore. HAR has helped others help themselves in a way, right? They've helped guests help themselves out. So think about, I know that that sort of personal urgency might come, like, oh, this is really important. But systematically think about ways where you don't become a blocking step to somebody else. How can you create a system or a structure or self-sufficiency such that people can find help their own way? Okay, so in terms of that, that should clarify. So don't prioritize everything. Think about sequential versus parallel, and also learn to help others help themselves so that you don't block their progress. Okay?
Okay, thank
Okay,
you
hopefully that's helpful.
for the explanation. Okay, so I think on the each person, if we have an explanation and then we give a feedback, I think it's make it too long. So I will stop. I will stop for the today only for debate, and we will continue tomorrow on the result card. Okay, so right now we have a limited time, but I will give 10 minutes more to discuss another topic that is pretty urgent. Is come from Jing about the new flow for temporary partners. Yeah, I think.
Okay, there's so many things I need to talk about, but okay, I'll try to prioritize which one.
Okay.
The one I'm going to prioritize is actually adding new people. This one's pretty important. We have new people now, so let's get new people activated as quickly as possible. I think we can add pivot cards, and we can add chair and secretary role onto the discussion management, or sorry, the meeting management card, and that will get Faris on board so that he can start helping out. So that's the first thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
Let's get Faris in so that we can extend our resources and we can do more things. Yes, and then really quickly, what's the next thing that is important? This is a structural discussion, but I want to just have everyone think about this. Are we ready to break into initiative level scrums so we don't need to bring everybody in and have these gigantic discussions? Can we do it per initiative? So let's say we do it at 11 o'clock, but 11 o'clock only for people in initiative A go into room A. 11 o'clock for people in initiative B go into room B, room C, room D. Okay, so that way that would create much more intense discussions, and we can get through more quickly and in depth at the level we need to get through. Yes, Tigani.
Yes, I agree if we jump over to Scrum each person initiative only. But what if we have so many topics that we will discuss like this? So there's so many topics, right? So what time and when?
Good question. Good question. So on together topics, I think we can all get back together, let's say after the Scrum, and go back to, like, after your Scrum finishes. Oh, I'll have to think of a way. Yeah, good question. I don't have a perfect, maybe Gunny, you can think of a way to do that. Yeah. What is a way to actually get everyone together after their Scrum meetings so that we can have chapter level discussions regularly? It could be budgeted where we have shorter Scrum meetings and longer chapter meetings. Oh, okay, back to Gunny.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, over to Aldo.
About this the initiative level breakout meetings, how if so I think I see in the Trello card that everyone has the initiative on each have pivot on each initiative. So can we make it on the same time? But
Correct. So we need to have different times.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea, Mr. Secretary. Can you write down your suggestion? Okay, anything else?
Okay, last one is this. Last one is we need a new flow for the new properties Wayne is bringing on.
Okay.
These are not going to be necessarily permanent partnerships. These are just temporary partnerships like what we have with Chapung at the moment. It's messy, and I can see Diva scowling right now. But the problem is this. If we don't get them posted on Airbnb, then they don't get seen. If they don't get seen, they don't get rented. Somebody else will rent it before we do. This has already happened even at Villa Asmara. So there is a constraint with we need to get as quickly as possible these properties rented out. And we can use Airbnb, which we are strong at. But the con is, of course, all the administration with that listing will be messy. It will not have contracts. It will not have anything. This is simply a way to float a listing up, get an inquiry, and then move it into a monthly deal. So Diva, we already have a flow for Chapung like that. What I'm asking is, can we do the same for new properties into a bucket of properties that we say are kind of messy? and don't necessarily have the same level of let's say, rigor that we have traditionally. I'll let you guys think about it, right? That's not a decision you have to make right now, but I want you guys to think about it, and we can talk about it tomorrow, okay? So that was what we came up with discussing with Moana. None of these properties are necessarily good long-term properties, or we could start, I guess we could do that, but it's not as urgent as, let's say, getting the thing rented out. With Chapung's case, it wasn't very successful because the owners are right? But if we had committed to a longer term relationship, then that would have been more wasted time. So at least we could see a little bit faster about that. Okay, so I just want you guys to think about that. I'll think about like a way to structure the meeting, and you guys can too, so that we get faster, more focused, but also we don't lose that interconnectedness that we currently have. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I think 11 o'clock, it's time to finish this discussion meeting. So I think we can continue tomorrow for the Scrum meeting, and we can continue to Mas Rizal pivot cut on Eisenhower matrix. Okay, I think this I think this is it. So you guys any have feedback to me? Okay, Diba first.
Okay. Well, I like the decisiveness of the strict timing. I think that's what keep us on time. I really like that, and I see you are braver on doing the pivot on uncertainty. I know that, and in the beginning you plan to finish all the pivot cards Eisenhower, but you know that it's like we're not going to make it on time, and then you pivot towards the uncertainty. So I quite like that decisiveness. And probably the thing that I would demand more is the Faris involvement. I think it would, yeah. If I can demand one thing, I think the involvement of other parties. So I think the good scrum is where everybody's like involved towards the discussion. So I think one of the things is because we haven't like set up the list or the pivot cards or like Paris list on the Trello board as well. So that is probably the one thing I would demand. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Diba, for the suggestion. So, offer to Mas Rizal.
I think from the time management is good. We can finish on time, and also for the aku lupa. For the what is starting to split the discussion and discuss it tomorrow is I think that's a good decision for the chair. Yeah, that's from me.
Okay, thank you, Mas Rizal. Offer to Aldo.
From me, I think it's a very great sharing today because you are very bold at the rules that you clear your intention of the rules. And I think what will make it better is when we make the time for the discussion. I think it's good if we have the timer too. To assign every one of the time.
Okay, interesting. Yes, timer. I already put on the pojok kiri atas.
Oh.
Okay, over to Kezia. Do you have any suggestion to me?
Okay, from me, basically I appreciate for Mas Gani for choosing other secretary while I'm losing my channel here again, and I appreciate with the strict time. But yeah, I agree with Aldo like the timer, but I don't know how to apply it the timer like which one that can maybe handle the timer or yeah, I confused. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kezia. Okay, over to Mas Faris.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I like the way Mas Gani provide the information about time limit first on Slack. So I know the each section it has a time limit. So I have the in my mind I know it. So yeah, about time limit I think it's good and very well, Mas Gani. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to Jing.
I think everyone's given you excellent feedback. All the points I think everyone have said have been covered, but just from my perspective to zoom out, I think now, Gani, you have a better understanding of prioritization. So you understand, okay, all right, everyone's here. We need to decisively meet the meeting forward, and you don't get stuck with, let's say, one particular thing, right? You keep the meeting moving, and that's the most important thing. The meeting should keep on moving for the benefit of the majority. So that's really good. I think you're getting really good advice, actually, and this is going to be very supportive. About the timer, let's not under optimize, right? So the point of a meeting and having discussion is to be understood and to share ideas. I think maybe having a timer could create a situation, because it's one more thing now you have to manage. You have to manage everybody's discussion time. So I think the consciousness should be more like, don't take any more words to say what you need to say. Also be conscious that that's there. The point isn't to say it quickly. The point is to be understood. I think that's the highest priority, to be understood, and to understand. So sometimes if we need to budget more time, I think it's okay. Because ultimately, if you have a meeting and people don't understand, and then they go away, more time is wasted, right? So it's, I think, take the time you need to have things understood. Schedule, right? You did that already, Gani. You already prioritized. You already scheduled the parts that are not important to be talked about tomorrow. And I think that was actually a really good use of prioritization. So, good.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, everybody, for the feedback. Okay, see you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. See you later.
Jam baru, alhamdulillah.
Selamat